Mr. Chair, and through you, thank you to our witnesses for joining us here today. It appears that Mr. Ozosky was only invited back to be a contractor with CBSA after he was caught in a fib, telling the committee that he had never met with GC Strategies, yet we know that that was not the case, that he had, in fact, met with GC Strategies and Christian Firth on a Zoom call. But my question to you is, was Mr. Ozosky hired as a casual employee or as a contractor?
Casual employee.
So he was a casual employee, which means that you, as CBSA president, are responsible and accountable for his actions. Is that correct?
Yes, I signed the letter of offer.
And so the fact that you came to this committee today without the information of what information he accessed, I think is rather troubling. So I look forward to you providing this committee with all information that he accessed during his time as an employee while also being with PricewaterhouseCoopers.
Point out, there's 16,000 employees in the CBSA, so...
I'm going to stop you there. There may be 16,000 employees, but only one that you hired back who was the former president of the CBSA. So there is an increased degree of accountability there. How many consultants do...
Mr. Nair, I just want to pause you for a second, because I think you just reiterated the question that Mr. Barrett had before. This is not you're just reiterating that you're expecting the documents, but Mr. Barrett's already requested them. I just want to make, okay, that's fine. So it's clear for the witness as well for the analyst. Thank you, Mr. Nair. You've got 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
16,000 employees. How many consultants currently are hired by CBSA?
I can come back to that.
Well, you told us 68 have been reduced, but I want to know how many total. You don't have that number at your fingertips here? You're able to say 16,000 employees, but yet you've been asked about consultants, but you're not able to tell us the total number of consultants here today at a meeting about consultants and consulting practices?
I'm happy to come back with a list of contracts that are currently active in CBSA, but that information is also largely posted. Any contracts over $10,000, I believe, is posted on the website. So
yes,
that information
you're able to tell us
available.
68 have been reduced, but you don't tell us the total number. Mr. Ali, I'm sorry, I'm going to mispronounce your last name, but could you describe this Lansdowne Park event? Was it a dinner? Was it drinks? What was this event?
Mr. Chair, it was a evening meal, probably ended around 7 p.m.
And was there any discussion with any of the attendees about any business dealings with CBSA? Was CBSA business discussed at all?
No, Mr. Chair, it was a team event. It was discussing ArriveCan work, not any contracts. Like I said, it was a hard project to work on. We were working long hours, and it was really just socializing with team members.
Business of ArriveCan was discussed then?
I wouldn't say any financial or contractual discussions were had. It was the day-to-day grind of ArriveCan was discussed.
The Conservative Party introduced an opposition motion calling for the recollection of funds paid to contractors who did not actually no work. Ms. O'Gorman, you mentioned in the response to a previous question that you were working on it. Are you recommending that any of those funds be reimbursed?
So absolutely, if we've found contractors who were paid that did no work, we will absolutely work with PSPC.
You're saying if. I want to know, have you recommended any funds be reimbursed?
Not as of yet. We're going through the material.
To whom did Fred Gaspar report when he was vice president of CBSA?
Me.
Why did he leave CBSA?
He had an opportunity at Transport Canada, and that's where he works now.
From December 2nd to December 8th, 2022, Mr. Gaspar took a trip to Bahrain. Are you aware of this trip?
I believe that was in the context of the World Customs Organization.
Are you aware if he did anything else while he was on that trip?
No?
Did he undertake any personal business while on that trip?
I don't know.
Did he attend the World Cup while on that trip?
I have no idea.
You never asked him? You never asked why inflated costs were incurred for a trip to that region of the country during the FIFA World Cup, and you didn't ask if it was perhaps because of an interest in seeing a World Cup game?
I don't... There's a WCO meeting. He would have attended as our representative. If he took extra time on his own cost to see and do something else, I don't believe that that is out of bounds. I don't know if he went to see the World Cup, and if he did, I'm not sure that that would be inappropriate.
Well, at cost tens of thousands of dollars Canadian taxpayers might disagree. But
So-
could you
so, no,
provide
Mr.
us
Chair?
could you provide us with a list of all meetings that he undertook while in Bahrain?
Mr. Chair, I think it's important to not let it stand that without any evidence, and any evidence that I've seen, that somebody's accused of spending taxpayer money on personal activities. I'm not aware of that. If there's information to suggest that, I would be interested in seeing it. I am happy to furnish the meetings that Mr. Gaspar attended while he was at the WCO. If he met other people on his own time, then that's a question for him. But I have not seen anything to see that he was using taxpayer dollars to do inappropriate things. If that's the case, we will look into it. But I think it's important not to let that accusation hang out there without any further information.
Thank you, Ms. Gorman. As is my custom, you had the last word. I'm sure we'll return to this. Up next is Ms. Shanahan. You have the floor for 5 minutes, please. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. The clerk was trying to get my attention.